11:15 a.m., April 21st, 2026, Buckingham Palace. A tradition that has survived for nearly a century was just broken in total silence. Typically, the sovereign's red box, the daily dispatch of state papers, is delivered directly to the king's private desk. But 2 days ago, that box was diverted under heavy security. It was redirected to the office of the Lord Chamberlain. This is not a clerical error. This is a constitutional execution. While the world was sleeping, the mechanism to reshape the British line of succession was officially triggered. We are receiving reports that King Charles III has finalized a document that changes everything for the House of Sussex. If you thought the rift was deep before, what happened inside room 1844 will leave you breathless. Before we dive into the secret files of Project Silver, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. The situation is moving rapidly, and you need to be notified the second the next update drops. Tell us in the comments, do you believe a monarch should have the power to alter a child's birthright? We are reading every single response. For the last 48 hours, Montecito has been eerily silent. Sources close to the Duchess of Sussex suggest that Meghan Markle's silence is not a sign of peace, but of absolute shock. An insider describes the moment the news reached California, stating that Meghan Markle was seen pacing the grounds of her estate, clutching a phone, repeatedly telling her legal team, and I quote, "He cannot do this. It is a violation of everything we were promised." But according to the documents moving through London right now, he not only can, he already has. The epicenter of this earthquake is room 1844 at Buckingham Palace. This is the room where the most prestigious guests are received. But for 6 hours on Tuesday, it turned into a legal war room. No assistants were allowed. No mobile devices were permitted. Present were only the King, the Prince of Wales, and senior lawyers from the Crown Estate. They were there to review one specific file, Project Silver. Project Silver is the internal code for the 2026 amendment to the letters patent. To understand how this works, you have to look at the legal hierarchy. A king cannot simply delete someone from the line of succession on a whim. That requires Parliament. However, a king has absolute authority over the letters patent. These are the royal legal instruments that dictate who is called a prince, who is called a princess, and who is considered a legitimate heir to the crown under current house rules. By redefining the criteria for active royal status, King Charles III has effectively created a legal wall. One court official was overheard describing the atmosphere to a colleague, saying, "The king looked at the draft, picked up his fountain pen, and said, 'The institution must survive the individuals, no matter the personal cost.'" The immediate consequence: a formal recommendation has been sent to the Privy Council to bypass the standard inheritance protocols for those residing permanently outside of the United Kingdom. This is the trigger. It uses a century-old precedent to argue that a royal title and a place in the succession are not just rights of birth, but obligations of service. As of this morning, April 23rd, the deadline for a formal response from the Sussex legal team is reportedly looming. The palace has set a hard boundary. Behind the scenes, the king's move is being viewed as a final settlement. The tension escalated further when a narrated report from a palace aide surfaced, describing a brief, cold phone call between London and California. The aide recalls the king's tone as clinical and resolute. When Prince Harry allegedly asked if there was any room for negotiation, the king's response was a single devastating sentence: "The crown is a responsibility, not a luxury brand." Meghan Markle's reaction has been described as insane by those in her inner circle, not because of a loss of sanity, but because of the sheer fury at the loss of leverage. Without the titles and the succession status for Archie and Lilibet, the commercial value of the Sussex brand faces a total collapse. This is no longer a family argument. This is a state-level maneuver to protect the future of the monarchy from external commercialization. You are watching the most significant change to the British royal line in over 10 years. The king hasn't just moved a piece on the chessboard, he has changed the rules of the game entirely. Stay with us as we uncover the next phase of Project Silver. Your loyalty to this channel keeps you ahead of the curve. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. The next chapter of this investigation is coming sooner than you think. To understand why the king finally signed the suspension order today, we must trace the trail of digital and legal breadcrumbs back over 6 years. This was not a sudden burst of royal temper. It was a slow, agonizing calculation that reached its boiling point this morning. The road to this moment is paved with broken protocols and missed opportunities for peace. The descent began on January 8, 2020, at Sandringham. The world called it Megxit, but inside palace corridors, it was known as the Great Breach. When Prince Harry and Meghan Markle announced their unilateral withdrawal from royal duties, the immediate consequence was the loss of Stage 1 taxpayer-funded security. The message from the Crown was subtle but firm. If you are not within the institution, you are no longer under its shield. The first seismic fracture occurred on March 7, 2021, during the infamous Montecito interview with Oprah Winfrey. This was the moment. The conflict shifted from a family dispute to a global PR war. The allegations of internal racism didn't just hurt feelings, they threatened the stability of the Commonwealth. A senior courtier later reflected on that night, stating that the late Queen viewed the broadcast not as a plea for help, but as a declaration of war. From that hour, the relationship moved from strained to adversarial. By January 10, 2023, any hope for a quiet resolution vanished with the publication of Spare. This global release was the final blow. By detailing private physical altercations and intimate conversations with the heir to the throne, Prince Harry didn't just tell his truth, he breached the constitutional privacy required for the monarchy to function. The gates of Windsor were not just closed, they were symbolically welded shut with iron chains. The timeline took a somber turn on February 5, 2024, when the King's health challenges were made public. This changed everything. Internal palace maneuvers, known as Project Bridge, were accelerated. The focus shifted entirely to the stability of the succession. The King's inner circle realized that an unpredictable branch in California, still clinging to royal status while attacking the roots of the institution, was a strategic liability that the future king, Prince William, could not be expected to manage. The tension turned from personal to commercial on June 15, 2025. In California, Meghan Markle launched her luxury lifestyle brand, reportedly seeking $100 million in venture capital. The pitch for the brand leaned heavily on her Duchess title. To Buckingham Palace, this was the ultimate red line. Using a title bestowed by the sovereign to build a private commercial empire in a foreign republic was viewed as the ultimate commodification of the crown. The legal endgame was triggered on New Year's Day, 2026. Behind the closed doors of the British Parliament, the Titles Deprivation Amendment Act was fast-tracked. This law was designed for one purpose: to give the monarch the surgical tools needed to remove titles from those acting against the national interest. The final blow to the Sussex defence came just weeks ago, when the High Court denied Prince Harry's final appeal for police protection. Which brings us to the present hour, April 23, 2026. The King has officially signed the order to suspend all styles and honours for the Sussex branch. The timeline of defiance has reached its inevitable conclusion. But as royal status evaporates, a chilling question lingers in the air. Without the shield of the monarchy, and with their commercial leverage effectively neutralised, how will the Sussexes respond to being officially silenced? The next move in this high-stakes game of constitutional chess is already being planned in the shadows of Montecito. The removal of a royal heir is not a simple stroke of a pen. It is a structural demolition. To understand the gravity of what is happening today, April 23, 2026, one must look at the authority staircase, a three-tiered legal apparatus that King Charles III has quietly activated to protect the future of the monarchy. This is the paper trail that the Sussex legal team has been desperately trying to suppress. At the first level of this staircase lies the most explosive document in modern royal history, the Letters Patent 2026, specifically, Draft 4. For months, rumours swirled about a secret revision to the rules established by King George V in 1917. We can now confirm that Draft 4 introduces a revolutionary definition of working royals. Under this new directive, the status of prince or princess is no longer an irrevocable birthright. Instead, it is a conditional honour predicated on active service to the crown. The document explicitly states that those who reside permanently outside the realm and do not carry out a mandated quota of royal engagements are subject to suspension of style. This means Archie and Lilibet are no longer being viewed as royals in waiting, but as private citizens with no constitutional claim to the sovereign's identity. Moving up the staircase, we reach the second level, the enforcers. This involves two of the most ancient and powerful institutions in the United Kingdom: the Privy Council and the College of Arms. The Privy Council, a formal body of senior politicians and advisors to the king, has reportedly been summoned for a special session to ratify the changes to the royal peerage. Simultaneously, the College of Arms, the official heraldic authority, has been instructed to review the eligibility of the Sussex coat of arms. In the world of royal protocol, if the College of Arms does not recognise your lineage in their official registers, your title becomes a legal ghost. An official from the college was recently heard explaining the cold reality. A title without a place on the official roll is like a passport that has been revoked. It may look real, but it will not get you across the border of legitimacy. But the final, and most devastating, level of the staircase is the legal mechanism provided by Parliament. While the king controls titles, the line of succession is governed by statute law. This brings us to the Succession to the Crown Act of 2013. Specifically, legal experts are pointing toward Clause 2, which deals with the concept of absolute allegiance. This clause implies that any member of the line of succession who acts in a manner deemed detrimental to the constitutional integrity of the monarchy can be flagged for parliamentary review. By declaring that the Sussexes have failed to maintain this allegiance through their external commercial ventures and public disclosures of sensitive information, King Charles III has provided Parliament with the sovereign recommendation needed to intervene. This is the ultimate weapon. If the king provides evidence of a breach of allegiance, the House of Commons can move to formally adjust the line of succession, skipping the Sussex branch entirely. The files of Project Silver suggest that the allegiance audit for Prince Harry and his children was completed on April 15th. The results were reportedly unanimous. The king is no longer operating as a father. He is operating as the chief executive of a 1,000-year-old institution that is now cutting its losses. As these three tiers of authority lock into place, the Sussexes are finding themselves trapped in a legal vacuum. The question is no longer whether they will lose their status, but what happens when the world's most famous prince suddenly finds himself without a legal kingdom. The staircase only goes in one direction, and the bottom is approaching fast. The public sees a family in turmoil. But behind the scenes, the purge is a mechanical, cold-blooded operation. King Charles III is not acting on emotion. He is following a four-step logic sequence designed to neutralize the Sussex threat to the monarchy's longevity. This is how a king removes his own grandchildren from the national equation without ever raising his voice. The first phase was financial isolation. And according to internal palace ledgers, this step is already complete. By cutting off all access to the sovereign grant, and ensuring that no funds from the Duchy of Cornwall flow toward California, the king has effectively removed the royal safety net. In the world of high-stakes power, a prince without a purse is a prince without a platform. The gold taps have been shut off, forcing the Sussexes to rely entirely on private commercial deals, which leads directly into the king's second trap. Step 2 is the neutralization of style. As of this morning, April 23rd, a global cease and desist directive has been prepared for the Sussex legal team regarding the use of His or Her Royal Highness. This is the commercial kill switch. The king has activated a dormant protocol that suspends the use of royal styles in any venture that generates private profit. An insider from the Lord Chamberlain's office recently described the maneuver as strategic decapitation. Without the Her Royal Highness style, the Sussex brand loses its magical allure for investors. It transforms a royal title into a historical footnote, making it nearly impossible for Meghan Markle to leverage her status for a $100 million investment. The third step is perhaps the most brilliant legal maneuver of the entire Project Silver, the residency mandate. Under a new interpretation of the 2026 royal protocols, any individual in the line of succession must maintain a physical presence within the United Kingdom for at least 183 days per calendar year. This is the 183-day rule. Because Archie and Lilibet are residing permanently in Montecito, they have officially failed this requirement. By failing to reside within the realm, they have triggered a vacancy clause. The king isn't taking their birthright, he is simply noting that they have abandoned it through absence. The legal brief circulating in London states it clearly. The crown cannot be held in absentia by those who do not breathe the air of the kingdom. The final step moves the conflict out of the palace and into the halls of government. Step 4 is parliamentary reclassification. This is the master stroke. By shifting the conversation about the line of succession from a family disagreement to a matter of national security, King Charles III has made his decision untouchable by the media. An unstable or foreign-controlled line of succession is now being briefed to members of Parliament as a structural risk to the state. When the Home Secretary stands before the House of Commons to announce these changes, it won't be about Prince Harry's feelings. Nations don't operate on emotion. It will be about the continuity and security of the British state. This four-step purge has created a legal vacuum around the House of Sussex. They are financially cut off, commercially neutralised, residents are disqualified, and now politically isolated. The mechanism is locked. The gears are turning. But even as this clinical operation nears its end, a new, and more dangerous, variable has emerged. Reports are surfacing of a late-night document dump at a major London law firm, evidence that the Sussexes might have been expecting this purge all along. If the king is using the law as a sword, Meghan Markle may be preparing to use the truth as a shield. The question is, who strikes first when the sun rises tomorrow? While the world debates the ethics of royal succession, the physical reality on the ground in London and California suggests that a coordinated strike has already been executed. This is no longer a theoretical debate about law. It is a tactical deployment of power. To understand how final this purge really is, we have to examine the movements made in the shadows over the last 48 hours. At precisely 2 a.m. on April 22nd, London time, a lone black Range Rover slipped through the rear gate of Buckingham Palace. It didn't head toward the hospital or the King's private residence at Clarence House. Instead, it moved at high speed toward the offices of Harbertall and Lewis. For those unfamiliar with the name, this is the law firm used by the royal family, not for charity work, but for the most aggressive forms of reputation management and intellectual property defense. The timing is critical. 2 a.m. is when you move if you don't want paparazzi or royal correspondents to see who is in the car. Sources suggest that a senior emissary from the King's household spent 4 hours inside that building, finalizing the legal cease and desist orders being served to the Sussex legal team today. The echo of that London meeting was felt almost instantly, 6,000 miles away. Yesterday afternoon, in a quiet corner of Santa Barbara, Meghan Markle was spotted at a restaurant. Witnesses describe a scene far removed from the polished, smiling image she usually presents. She wasn't eating. Instead, she was hunched over a black encrypted smartphone. One diner reported that she looked visibly shaken and unusually pale, her eyes fixed on the screen as she typed rapidly. The detail about the phone is significant. This wasn't a standard device used for social media. It was a high-security communication tool, the kind used by legal teams when sensitive, life-altering documents are being transmitted. This suggests that Meghan Markle was receiving the first digital drafts of the King's suspension order in real time, watching as her children's titles were systematically dismantled by a palace server in London. But perhaps the most chilling piece of evidence is a document reportedly seen by a palace staffer during the final review of Project Silver. It is a 12-page memorandum, outlining in clinical detail why the Sussex branch must be constitutionally archived. But it isn't the text that carries the most weight. It is the signature. On the bottom right corner of the final page, next to the King's mark, is the unmistakable signature of Prince William. In the language of royal bureaucracy, a co-signature between the monarch and the heir is the ultimate death blow. It signals absolute unity. It tells Prince Harry that there is no hope for reversal in the next reign. It confirms that the father and the brother have reached a singular, cold conclusion. The survival of the institution requires the removal of dissenters. This 12-page memo isn't just a plan. It is a pact. The coordination is flawless. As the King's legal team in London secures the how, and Meghan Markle in California realizes the when, the signature of Prince William confirms the forever. The Sussexes aren't just fighting a king. They are facing a unified front of the present and the future. As these two worlds collide on the morning of April 23, 2026, the atmosphere is heavy with the scent of an ending. Meghan Markle's pale face in Santa Barbara and the midnight dash to Harbertall and Lewis are the two ends of a tightening noose. And with every passing hour, the contents of that encrypted black phone become more dangerous. What exactly was sent to her in those files that could turn a duchess's face pale in the middle of a California afternoon? The answer lies in the final dark scenarios being discussed in the halls of Windsor. As we stand on the precipice of May 2026, the House of Windsor is prepared for 3 possible outcomes. Each path leads to a vastly different future for the monarchy, but only one aligns with the cold, calculated strategy King Charles III has employed since activating Project Silver. This is the scenario tree that will determine the fate of the Sussex legacy. The first possibility is what insiders call the nuclear option. In this scorched earth scenario, the pressure of the title suspension drives a final wedge between the Duke and Duchess. Faced with losing his identity and his children's birthright, Prince Harry could be forced into a strategic divorce to maintain his standing. In retaliation, Meghan Markle could unleash the ultimate weapon: recorded audio evidence from their time as working royals. Conversations that were never meant to leave palace walls. This would be total war, leaving both the monarchy and the Sussex brand in ruins. The second path is the frozen line. This is a state of heraldic limbo. In this scenario, Archie and Lilibet are not technically removed from the succession, but their status is placed into a dormant category. They would be pushed to the very end of the line, behind the children of Princess Eugenie and even the minor branches of the family tree. Their titles would be legally frozen until they reach the age of 18, at which point they would need to swear a formal oath of allegiance to the king and reside in the United Kingdom for a mandatory period to reactivate them. It is a slow, bureaucratic exile. However, the third, and most likely, scenario is the silent erasure. This is the hallmark of British royal strategy: stability through silence. King Charles III is not expected to make a dramatic announcement or engage in a public legal battle. Instead, the world will see the truth in an upcoming royal decree, by simply omitting the names of Archie and Lilibet from the official roster of the royal house. The king achieves his goal without a single word of confrontation. In the monarchy, if you are not mentioned in the official decree, you effectively do not exist in the eyes of the state. This omission as execution is the most frictionless way to protect the crown. Why is silent erasure the chosen path? Because the monarchy has survived for 1,000 years by mastering the art of quiet exclusion. They do not fight. They simply stop recognizing. They do not argue. They simply stop inviting. By removing the Sussexes from official documentation, the king transforms their royal status into a ghost, something that may exist in California tabloids, but holds no authority in the halls of Westminster. But even the most perfect plan has a point of failure. As we finalize this report on the morning of April 23rd, a chilling piece of intelligence has surfaced from a contact near the former Sussex residence of Frogmore Cottage. It involves a discovery made during the final sweep of the property: a high-security data drive, now being referred to as the Windsor Tapes. These are reportedly recordings and documents from 2018 that have the potential to reveal a secret agreement, one that could legally invalidate the 2026 amendment. Does Meghan Markle intend to release these tapes during the King's second coronation anniversary next month? Or is she using them as multi-million-dollar leverage against the throne? The survival of the line of succession may now depend on who blinks first. If you found this investigative breakdown valuable, hit the like button now. Your engagement helps bring these hidden stories to light. Subscribe and turn on all notifications so you don't miss our upcoming deep dive into the Windsor Tapes. Tell us in the comments. Is the king protecting the crown, or acting as a ruthless grandfather? We want your perspective. Stay tuned, because the real war for the throne is just beginning.